Alright, we are very nearly at the end of this. This has been a long road. It's been nearly a year. We've got one page left of the Genesis games, and these are all in green, which, I, didn't realize this the first time I started playing this, but the colors of the names are supposed to indicate, difficulty. And so here I am thinking, I'm going into the green ones and these are going to be the hardest, but no, they're just the easiest. They just, for some reason, put the hardest ones first, which is really stupid. I'm kind of hoping for at least a couple of these to be, shitty platformers, because those are usually the most amusing. I've looked through the names and it looks like we've got a bunch of, shooters, though, so I guess we'll see.
Level 1.
Didn't miss that voice. Okay, this one does not count as a shooter. It's a dodging stuff game. You know, one of those. Gotta avoid the random tombstones jutting out of the water. I'm liking that purr sound effect, though. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, this one's gone on for 10 seconds and I'm already bored of it. Will it introduce any new hazards in the second level? I'm guessing it probably won't. Music change, though, which is surprising. It sounds like if somebody fed the Donkey Kong Country 3 soundtrack to a Genesis and it shit out this song. I'm not sure why my mind immediately went to that. It kind of has, that sort of feel to it, but with the awful bass. So, I don't know. At this point, I want to at least see what the level 3 music's going to be like, and then I think we're immediately going to be done with this, because this is not going anywhere.
Level 3.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, yeah, I forgot, whenever you touch anything in any of these games, you violently disintegrate. And turn green for some reason. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and save state here on the file select, so I don't have to do that every time. We've got the Return of Dead Ant, which was not one of the better games in the original version. Let's see if this one is... Okay, well it took a good 5 seconds for the first enemy to show up, so that's a good sign right away. The spiders do not appear to take damage, and they take up okay.
Level 1.
So, oh, that time it did not take 10 seconds for something to actually show up. Okay, well so far this has got one thing going for it over the NES version, and that is that well, I guess it has two things going for it. One, the enemies actually have different behaviors. They're not just palette swaps of the same thing over and over. You've got some that are invincible for no reason. There's some that take multiple hits. That's at least something. Two, as far as I can tell, there's no instance of enemies going all the way to the bottom of the screen and then staying there. They still go to the bottom of the screen and hang out for a while, but they do eventually go back up.
Level 1.
And reminder, this is in the easy section. Oh. It apparently keeps my score after I die, okay.
Level 2.
It also took me a minute to notice this, but I'm also seeing that this grass background that they've got going on here is just the same image copy pasted 4 times, and since they were not designed in such a way to flow into each other at all, they just kind of have this shitty gradient forming a cross in the middle. I noticed the cross in the middle originally, but I wasn't really sure why it was there. I just thought they did a bad job with the graphics, but it's specifically for that reason, though. This is very excitable music for what's going on here.
Level 3.
So in that last level, we got about 15 spiders on screen at once. This time, can we go for 20? So far, we have none. Let's introduce an enemy that you can't interact with. Have them stick around forever. Give them a random movement pad. Oh, some of them move faster than others too. That's even better. Yeah, just have them never go away, but keep randomly introducing more of them so that eventually the entire stage becomes littered with them and you can't do anything. Once again, this is the classic Action 52 School of Level Design at work. I think I'm done with this one too. I gotta make it last. Just think, after today's video, there will be no more of this particular brand of crappiness. I don't know what I'll do with myself. That's not entirely true. I do also have to do the best and worst of video, which I checked the comments on the first video where I talked about that, and there was I think there was only 4 responses for the votes. I didn't expect to get a lot of them. I'm still kind of hoping for 1 or 2 more people at least to add them in. Just reminder, I go over the stuff that I want in the description of that one. It was in, I'll link it in the description, I guess. You don't have to give an answer to every category. Just if you have any input, I'll take it. And then, basically, any cases where I don't have enough to go off of, I'll just use my own opinion, but I figured it would be a group effort. Alright, so here's G-Fighter, which, in the original was called G-Force Faggot, so... It's, Oh, God, the first second of that music was painful. Now, see, I don't actually remember which of the 97 space shooters G-Force was. I feel like the shape of my spaceship here is fairly accurate to the original, but I couldn't really say that for certain. Because most of the spaceships in that game were extremely unremarkable. There was the one that looked like a dying dolphin. There was the one that was just a pacifier. Oh. You want to hold that note a little bit longer? I like how that actually carried into the next stage. Oh, that could be helped.
Level 2.
I'm curious if there's any Sega Genesis game with worse music than this. I'd say I'd love to hear it if it was, but I would not at all. I'd just like to know if it exists. People give shit to Sonic Spinball, especially the options music in that one, because it's a very abrasive. The system in general just has really janky instruments a lot of times, but good God, this is bad music. Yeah, okay. Will level 3's music be any better? No, it won't. I didn't need to hear any more of it to make that decision. I think I'm done with this one, too. That's going to be a recurring theme here. Just start the game, within 5 seconds, I've seen everything it has to offer. The ships are, growling. It sounds like they're making the Cheetahmen noises. I mean, they probably are, but... Did the Cheetahmen actually make noises in this version? I'm talking about, specifically the NES ones. Yes. Why did that one go blow? Did I pick up a power-up or something? Does this game have power-ups? I mean, I have one shoot button. The other 2 buttons don't do anything. Yeah, I'm done with this one. Okay, moving on. Man-at-Arms. I hope it's literal. I hope it's just a man with arms.
Level 1.
What? Oh, he has a crossbow. It took me a sec. I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this like a clown? Like, what am I looking at? But I kind of see it now. Ugh. Also, when I shot that first guy, I thought it was like... I'm having a fun time misinterpreting these graphics. That one there, the yellow with the blue shield, I thought it was like a guy with a stereotypical Chinese rice paddy hat, like pointing upwards with a sword, and his entire body is just an upper torso with no legs. And then I shot it, and then his head like got cut off and tilted to the left. That's what it looked like. I wasn't sure why that was what was being sent to kill me. Like, Chinese dudes with no legs, but... I mean, I see what it is now, but I like my original interpretation better. Ugh. Hitting enemies off screen. You just... Wait, did I just hit three guys off screen in a row there? Oh god. What can this game possibly do to make things different in the second level? Well, it can have this music. Okay, well, one guy over on the right just showed up and immediately, like, flew to the side and was never seen again. If this was a proper tower defense game, he'd probably be, like, approaching from the back, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about that. But I assume that as soon as he leaves the screen, he ceases to exist. Ugh. That actually makes this level easier than the first, because half the enemies just wander off. Also, I'm noticing the grass is just two different colors in a checkerboard pattern, much like the carpet in that cat and mouse game. Okay, this time I'm going to see what happens when the enemies touch the castle, because I can't think of any reason why I would just immediately die. Oh, wait, hold on, we've got, like, trolls. Okay, yeah, they come up to the wall, they start banging the bricks with their sword, and then I immediately surrender, alright. Norman. Yeah. I remembered from the AVGN review that Norman is this game's version of Storm Over the Desert. Why it's called Norman, I couldn't tell you. Also, the movement of this tank, in case you can't tell, it might be more noticeable because I'm the one playing it. When moving sideways or diagonally, it moves faster than when it's moving purely up and down. So it's like, if you want to go up, yeah, I think it's actually faster to move diagonally than it is just to move straight up or down. That's really weird. Because it's not like the tank even, like, has a rotated sprite to show that it's moving diagonally. It just kind of, it strafes. Because that's what they're known for. I do like how I'm firing, like, just artillery at these, random soldiers walking around and they just explode. Or, like, melt from the head down, or whatever that graphic was. It's family-friendly fun. Also, this is the proper music to go with these visuals. When I think people disintegrating, I think wacky platformer music. Bam! Honestly, I think the music might be the best part of this game. Just... not even just Norman, I mean just in general. Because some of it is so goddamn bad that you can't help but laugh at it. And that one was just genuinely enjoyable. Okay, this game sucks. Moving on. Armor battle. It's just Norman, but two-player. Oh boy. Well, I know what game we're skipping. Okay. Magic Bean. I feel like out of the list of games that I have here, this and The Boss are probably the most likely to be platformers, so I'm kind of hoping for that.
Level 1.
Nope. Nope, it's... Oh god, okay. This is, what is the one called? It's... City of Doom. It's basically just an auto-scrolling City of Doom with random shit falling down. I saw a sword. Now I see a teacup and a shoe. There's just wine bottle, horseshoe. Okay. It's a good game when, the majority of the obstacles you're supposed to be avoiding are off to the side of the area that you can actually move. Also, I'm not sure why I'm passing underneath the branches of this beanstalk. And for a split second, I was about to ask, I wonder if at the end of the first level I get to the top of the beanstalk, and then the next level something different, but no. I mean, that's not going to be the case.
Level 2.
Nope. We successfully got to the top, went into the castle, and decided it was not worth it, went back down. Now we're going to climb again, because it was so fun the first time. Why did they save the beginner games for last? I don't understand this. I'm just gonna take in this soundtrack. This game has a surprisingly large soundtrack. Most of the songs are a 5-second loop. But, they put in more effort to that than I was expecting.
Level complete. Level 3.
Okay, more of the same. The last level, stuff was falling at a 45-degree angle for no reason. Is that going to continue in this one? So far, no. See, that actually, like, mixed things up a little bit. I wonder how long you can just stay in one place and not move and still get through the level. Also, it took me a while, but I'm just now noticing how shitty this beanstalk looks. That's like Babby's first MS Paint drawing. Like, Babby learned how to do shading, so they made one side darker than the other and then drew some random lines on it for texture. Okay, no, we're done with that one. Apache. So we've got Apache, Paratrooper, Sky Avenger, Sharpshooter. Every one of those sounds like a really boring shooter game. I'm expecting, like, just, like, fighter jets and, like, just boring shit, basically.
Level 1.
Let's see. Well, yep, pretty much. Okay. Did I hit a rock on the ground while flying above the rock? Yes. Yes, I did.
Level.
Okay, hold on. We need to stop and analyze this one. Give me a minute. So, judging from this perspective, I'm like flying through some kind of canyon or something. The walls on the side are moving at a different speed from the wall, like the middle, which is fine, like, because I'd be closer to the top of the walls, like, the way perspective works, that would make sense. So these gray blobs on the ground are moving at the same speed as the ground, which means that they're not tall enough for me to hit them. And yet I can still hit them, and there's no indication that this is the case. Also, those are tanks. Those tanks are clearly on the ground, and yet I'm guessing they can drive... Yeah, they're moving at the same speed as the walls on the sides. They can probably drive over the lake if I let them. Do I get collision damage if I touch the tanks? There's no way that I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Level 1.
Just thought I'd point all that out. Like, the game is bad anyway, but those particular design choices, I think, improve it. Insert joke about identifying as an Apache helicopter here. That's one of those things that, like, one person said as a joke, and then it got repeated to infinity and stopped being funny after, like, the second time. I haven't seen that one in a while. I'm sure it still crops up occasionally, though. If I keep shooting, does it mess up the music? Not really. Okay, can we be done with level 1? I want to see if level 2 is the same.
Level complete. Level 2.
Ugh. Wait, it's the same song, but with shittier instruments. I take back what I said earlier about this game having, like, a surprisingly large soundtrack. They've probably reused half the songs with different instruments, and I just didn't notice until now. Ugh, okay. No, we're done. Paratrooper. Time to paratroop behind enemy lines! Pictured here, not a paratrooper. Instead, we've just kind of got a guy who controls like the tank from Norman in that he is slower when moving up and down compared to diagonally. There's a bunch of robots. There's flashing mysterious cubes, which I'm tempted to call like computer chips, which I'm guessing kill me if I touch them. No, okay, no, I'm supposed to collect those. My bad, I should have noticed. Every time I run into a wall, my character makes a great noise, which is usually the noise reserved for shooting people. Ugh! That just reminds me of Alfred's epic Fugu catastrophe, where the guy just randomly walks into a wall and then dies for no reason. I recommend that Flash movie. It is very stupid. So, someone want to tell me why this game's called Paratrooper when there is no paratrooping to be had? There's no sky. It's a top-down view of a field filled with computer chips and a bunch of robots. Nothing is falling from above.
Level 3.
Also, not that there was any doubt that this was the case originally, but these things I'm collecting are just placed absolutely randomly. Half of them are spawning inside walls. There's no way that this was consciously decided. And when I die, they all ooh, one of them spawned on me. Even better. And, okay, I was about to say the robots have given up, but no, they just took a while. They got distracted.
Level 4.
I don't know why I'm still playing this one. It's not engaging, but for some reason, the simplicity of it is, yeah, I don't know. We're done. Okay, that was the entire first column, and it took a lot less time than I was hoping. I've only got 5 actual games left, and the rest of them are all just random garbage, so let's see what we can get out of these. Sky Avenger. Maybe this one will actually have the sky in it.
Level 1.
Well, I'm immediately noticing that it's the same assets as, what's it called? Bombs Away. And it appears that my helicopter is facing left. Okay, no, I'm actually flying left. I guess that makes... And there's just the Goodyear blimp flying a millimeter above the ground. A very rare instance of a side-scroller that moves left. I think in the last video, I was actually, like, talking about how, like, there's so many different shitty space shooter games in this. Like, some of them move right, some of them move up. They should mix things up and have one of them move left, and they actually did it.
Complete. Level 2.
I can't play this for more than 2 minutes. There's no point. I'm sorry, this is boring as shit. Okay. Sharpshooter, probably more of the same. Oh god, it's just shooting gallery. God damn, I never thought any of these songs could get worse than Skater, and they're finding a way to be worse. Also, what is this terrifying purple Pac-Man here? Ugh, I've got to turn this down. This is awful. Ugh. No, you've got to get the full experience. I got to turn it back up. At least a little bit. This is exactly the music I imagine when I think, like, Carnival shooting gallery. You know, the kind of Carnival shooting gallery where random, terrifying purple faces, squatting rabbits, oh, and squatting frogs, and those are just enemies from the NES Metroid, just flat out. And I'm not even, so far I haven't even drawn attention to the fact that my character is doing, like, the electric slide. I don't actually know what the electric slide looks like, but this is a pretty good dance, though. Oh, music got better. This sounds like rejected Sonic level music. I actually kind of like it a bit. I'm curious if the objects that you're shooting can actually go all the way to the bottom of the screen and kill you like they did in the original shooting gallery.
Level 3.
Ugh, god damn it. No. Okay, I'm just gonna wait and see if they can kill me. Oh, they can. And I, like, deflate, apparently. Ugh, okay, no. Well, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it still wasn't good. So now we've got Meteor and Black Hole, which both sound like space shooters. I'm waiting for the game to prove me wrong on that.
Level 1.
Oh, it's this one. Jupiter Scope, I think is what this was called. The one where I spent entirely too long coming up with, like, lore for the, like, the purple planet that was, like, projected onto the night sky or something. This one I can come up with my own lore, though, because that clearly looks like that's supposed to be Earth on the left, except it's rotating so fast that either I'm playing this sped up, or it's, like, from the perspective of this world, like, things move so slowly that, like, in the distance you can see the cosmos, like, go through constant changes. It's like the life cycles of stars and entire solar systems will start and end in the time that it takes somebody in this world to, like, tie their shoes. I don't know. I'm noticing a couple satellite dishes. Not much else. Much like the original Jupiter Scope, there's absolutely no consequence for not shooting the meteors. You can just let them hit the city and nothing happens because they've built everything out of diamondium. So all in all, faithful remake. They've got all the important bits down. We gotta just kind of hire this random ship with like maybe 4 frames of animation and no like difference to its sprite when it moves. Gotta hire this ship to protect the city that cannot actually be damaged. No more of that one. Black hole. Be something oh, no. I was gonna say, please be something different. I mean, I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. Well, I'm just intrigued by this one. Because, judging from the way the background is moving, I'd say that, like, this is a multi-directional space shooter. But it's not, because the background has absolutely no impact on what's going on otherwise. It's just, I move in 4 directions, and things come from the top. And a vague carpet of night sky moves randomly in the background, with the eponymous black hole apparently being in there. But it has no impact on anything. I think this might actually be the worst space shooter. I don't know, there's been like 800, so I can't remember them all, but... Good God, this one's boring. I don't even have any background elements to make fun of, it's just blue. I'm looking at my ship, though. It's got, like, this letter A on the back of it with colors that randomly cycle. But that's about it. That's all I have to look at. And in standard Action 52 fashion, the second level begins with really, really bad music. And I'm done with it. Okay, we've got the boss. Again, if this is going to be a remake, the original boss was a lizard man that moves incredibly slowly, wandering through a city with claws dropping bombs out of buildings. I'm hoping for something similar.
Level 1.
Well, we've got Lizard in a trench coat. He moves a lot faster. He has a gun, which I don't think he did originally. Gangster Frog. Gangster Alligator. Random Cop Turtle. I'm liking the sprites so far. Not so much a fan of the genre change, where it turned from like I hesitate to call the other one a platformer, but it was at least like a side scroller. This one's just Hotel Mario, and it plays the like something cool happened sound effect from Sonic Spinball every time you collect $1. Also, you can't tell me that that character there isn't a Battletoad. There's a Battletoad wearing like a lab coat.
Level 2.
Yep, okay, it's the garbage metal from Skater. I'm not listening to that one. And that's basically it. Action 52 has 50 games in it. Not 52. There was a couple more here. And first game, I hesitate to even call a game, because it's just fucking Pong.
1.
This is good. Okay. Yeah, that's all this one is.
Level
They, I guess, ran out of ideas, even though they...
3.
could have just made a 700th space shooter. I don't know what would have stopped them. But no, they're like, we'll just put in Pong. It'll be fun for historical reasons. Dem kids don't know what Pong is. I don't know. So then we have Challenge, which I think is... I'm actually not sure what the difference between Challenge and Randomizer is, so let's find out. I think they're both just randomly visiting other stages. Oh god. The most difficult level of every game in random order. That sounds really bad.
Level 9.
Oh.
Level
Okay. See, I forgot the rules of Alfredo. You have to touch the,
9.
touch yellow things, do not touch other things. Good God, what am I looking at here? I'm assuming you, have the same pool of lives that you have to use to get through all 50 games. So, losing 3 in the first game, not exactly gonna help me. I think I found the strategy, though. Just kind of stay in the middle. Maybe. I want to at least get to the second game. Even if I don't, I mean, I'm still gonna, like, reset this one and try it a few times. See, I'm guessing the one that said randomizer is basically this, but not the highest level for each. Alright, game over on the very first one. Let's see what randomizer is. Oh boy, my favorite one.
Level 1.
Yeah, I'm not playing through Cheetahmen again. Is it just...
Level 1.
Okay. So this is a boring one, but I want to see if completing a stage in the randomizer then gives you a stage from a different random game, or if it just sticks with this one until you quit. Also, I didn't notice the static noise whenever you move. I like that. But only sideways. You can move up and down and it doesn't do it.
Level 1.
Can't even get through the first stage. Oh my god, why?
Level 1.
I don't want to have to resort to save states to get through this. I got through this stage no problem last time. I don't remember the random green speedboats being as much of a problem. Brrr. Oh my god. Okay. I no longer care. Okay, well it starts with a 2-player. So, there, I beat level 1.
Level 2.
I'm actually... Why am I shooting diagonally? In level 2 of this, you shoot diagonally. You just do.
Level 3.
Ron was going to become spiders. He just was. But no, we're sitting through armor battle here. I want to see if... Oh, now we're shooting diagonally in a different angle. Why, though?
Level 5.
How many levels is this gonna be? Also, you know what might be good in this kind of game is, like, having stages have, like, hazards and not just be an open field.
Level 7.
Instead of changing the way that your thing shoots, you could, like, put in other stuff, but
8.
that's whatever. I'm guessing downward angle for this level? Hey, look at me, I'm psychic.
Level 9.
Please say level 9. Oh, now I should... Okay. I shoot at a 45-degree angle out of my tires. Which then means if I move forward while doing it, I basically shoot straight up. Good. Okay. And then we're back to the title screen. Okay, so yeah, that just gives you a random game. So that one, I can understand why they didn't count that as a game. This one's still debatable, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Level 9.
Oh, here's one that I gave up on earlier for being too boring. And, yeah.
Level 9.
The reason I gave up on most of these games before getting this far is because they were really, really bland. Now I'm kind of glad that I did, because now I'm seeing that they are impossible. There's really no way that you can have the reaction time necessary to beat this.
Level 9.
Yeah, that was fair. Start the level, immediately get shot. Okay. We're gonna keep going at this for a little bit. I gotta at least be able to beat one of them.
9.
This was my favorite game. No, I don't know if it was actually my favorite game.
Level complete.
Well, I beat something. Congratulations. Oh, we've got the boss.
9.
It froze. The game actually froze. I can't move. I have no idea why. But I have a theory. In level 9, the enemies spawn so frequently and so quickly that they just destroyed the, like, hardware limitations of the Genesis the moment they showed up. So, like, this was the frame that enemies were about to appear, and it was just like, nope. Alright, good. So I finally beat one level in challenge mode, and then the next one crashed.
9.
And now we get Simon. Yeah, I can remember that.
Level 9.
How the fuck am I supposed to remember that?
Level 9.
Yeah, there's no way.
Level.
There is no way I could do that.
Level.
Bombs away. Not only are they dropping oxygen tanks, but they're also dropping, like, what is that thing? It's like the back end of a race car with like 3 exhaust things pointing straight up. Like, what the hell?
Level 9.
Come on, give me level 9 of Minesweeper. That one I might have a chance of beating. Oh, actually, no, I probably wouldn't, because I forgot this one does not guarantee that your first click is not a bomb. Or mine, or whatever. If one thing, this challenge mode is giving a good way of looking at how much these things ramp up. Because whenever I played through one and stopped on like the 3rd stage, I never really noticed that much of a difficult. No, we're not doing bombs away again.
Level.
Mines out. Is this the Minesweeper one? Oh god, it is. Okay. We can do this. Oh. See, none of this helps me. Okay. God damn it. Yep, okay. Yeah, we're not doing that one. I'll go with this a little bit long. I don't even remember this one. Oh yeah, it was this weird game. The game where you're a ball that can't stop moving and the rules don't make any sense. I kind of remember this. Okay, so if you touch the black plus, you die. I'm actually save stating. I want to see how bad this one gets. So you have to not touch the black pluses. They kill you. Oh my god. You'll have to excuse me for not remembering all the rules of this. It has been a while. I don't remember what the goal of this game is. Do you have to get rid of every block, or do you just have to, like, activate the key? It's also real fair that you have no reaction time, really. Like, you can pause buffer. Shouldn't have to do that, though. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know why I'm dedicated to finishing this one, but this game is just so weird that I can't help but kind of see it through. It's like they looked at Breakout, and they're like, okay, how can we make this worse? And, oh my god, really? That was just a freaking trap? It's like they combined Breakout with, like, Chip's Challenge or something. Which is a game that I played, like, one time an extremely long time ago, and forgot that it existed until I saw, like, an LGR episode on it. I should look at that game again, though. Okay. We've cleared out green. Can we get any further? I need purple or red. Oh my god. There's purple. This is so stupid. So can I get rid of those green things if I touch green first? I don't even remember. I'm saving though. Was there any thought put into this level? Like, even the tiniest little bit of thought. This is really freaking hard. Oh my god. I do like how you can continue moving after death. That's pretty good. That one was my own fault. You'd think by now I'd realize, don't touch the black plus or else you die. I, like, somehow didn't think of that. Okay, seriously, what do these green circles do? Okay, I think I see what I meant to do here. Was the rest of the level just a distraction? Oh, I clipped through a block. Okay. Stop that! I can definitely see somebody beating this without save states. Absolutely. Okay, so let's analyze what has to be done here. I have to get down there with blue. The only way I can do that is if I have like a perfect range of motion going in to dodge the purple one. And you can't even go that far to the right or otherwise you die. Absolutely. How in the hell am I supposed to do this? Okay. And then I get to do it again. Okay. There's one with, like, arrows. What does that do? What? Okay, I got a key. Does that reverse my motion? Oh god, it does. Ba-da-dang. And I have no way of getting through here. Ugh. What the hell am I meant to do? Shit. Guess there was another key up here that I could have gotten this whole time. I didn't realize. No, you just can't. Oh, do you have to be yellow? Okay, that's fine. There's a yellow right over here. Alright. Can open this up. We're learning. We're not learning much, but we're learning something. I have no reason to go in there. Is there, like... Is there a thing anywhere that makes me green? Because I feel like I should be able to get rid of these green things. I don't know, I'm just fascinated by this one. I feel like most people are probably not going to share my, my level of interest of this game. But I can't help it. It's just, it's so weird. It's like this version, it's like this game's version of Myong, except not quite as bad. Because this one, like, Myong has no rules. This one just has really weird rules. Like, you can make sense of it, it'll take a while. Please. Why? Why would you design it this way? Also, why is it just King Tut in the background? I know he's been there the whole time. I don't know why I'm only now bringing attention to it, but just why is it there? What does it have to do with anything? Okay. Those are gone. And now those are gone, and what did that do for me? Absolutely nothing. I don't think there was actually any reason for me to clear that out. What else is left in this stage? Some more locks, which I probably should have used that key on instead of the thing I used it on. I actually don't think I can beat this stage now because I used the key in the wrong place. Yeah, I think that's actually the case. I think I'm just screwed. So this was a good waste of 10 minutes. Seriously, what the hell was this game? Okay. Let's do like one or two more. Oh boy. This time with more computer chips. And slightly faster moving robots. Yeah, no, thank you.
Level 9.
Generic space shooter, level 9. So far, not a whole lot different. The enemies might be slightly more likely to fire. Definitely a lot more Cheetahmen noises. Okay. Nope.
Level 9. Level 9.
Sharks, featuring a shit ton of sharks. And also jellyfish. This one almost looks beatable. No, I was wrong. Gotta load the same song twice.
9.
3 times. Missile threat. What? What am I supposed to do? What do I do? No idea.
Level 9.
Oh my god, what? What? What am I supposed to do? Is there a way to lose this? Do I have to hit them all? I probably had to hit them all.
Level 9.
Oh my god. What the hell is this? I, like, forgot that this was even a game. And I would have never thought that it would have ramped up like this. Whatever, okay. This is gonna be the last one unless it's a repeat. Billy Bob, sure. Oh, no, it's... Forgot. Okay, you know what? I lied. I'm gonna keep going until I get one that's a platformer. No, not Magic Bean. No, not Sidewinder. Give me a platformer. What was this one again? This is just a shooter, right? Oh god. Well, this one's at least different. And by different, I mean, like, impossible. Oh, this is bad. Because you're just randomly getting sucked towards the left, and you have to, like, combat that. But then you have to turn around to shoot stuff, and then immediately turn around again to try and... Oh my god, how do you do this? I don't know if I'm supposed to kill all the enemies, or if I'm just supposed to get to, like, the end. But, either way, I lost, so whatever. Platformer. No, not Magic Bean. No, not Magic Bean. I don't think I'm gonna get a platformer. Why? Why the yellow layer? You know, it really wants me to see level 9 of Magic Bean. Let's go for it. If it wants me to play this game so bad, then fine, I'll beat it. Oh, I got touched by a shoe. I didn't beat it. Okay, whatever. It's not gonna give me a platformer. So, I think we're officially done here. I can't get any more enjoyment out of this, because it's going to continue pissing me off, so... Yup, that was Action 52. It's been a ride. I don't think I'm ever going to play any of these games again. I'd never have any reason to, but just think of all the joy it brought us. All the joy and horrible music and everything awful. So yeah, like I said, next time I guess we'll do the, like, compilation best of, worst of, and then I can finally wash my hands of this and be done with it forever.